Do you guys remember about a few months ago, I made a video response to some Australian kids who did a prank in public where they would drop their pants down and masturbate towards women? Jokingly, obviously, because it was a prank. And one of my biggest problems with that video was not only were they sexually harassing these women and touching them inappropriately, pretending to masturbate, but there was a particular scene where a young woman who had a newborn baby, and he sat next to her, dropped his pants, and then pretended to masturbate to the actual child itself in front of the mother, who was revolted and got up and walked off as he continued to follow her, pretending to masturbate to her child. Pretty gross, pretty disgusting. I bring that up is because we have another example of stupid pranks that I wouldn't classify as pranks gone wrong. What you're about to see is a video by the Kellogg's Films. These kids are absolutely fucking morons, and I will say that to you, and I'm really glad that I hadn't, if I had been at VidCon, which I was planning to do, I would have come up to you and I would have bitched, and I would have made my point very, very thorough on what you're doing is absolutely wrong. I had to cancel my VidCon tickets 3 days prior before the event for a family instance that came up that I had to attend, which really sucked because I really wanted to be at VidCon. But that's besides the point. The point is, these kids, take notice, kids, are attempting to do a prank by randomly picking up random girls. By picking up random girls, I mean quite literally. Hey, let's run up to a girl behind her, wrap our arms around her, pick her up, and kidnap her. Well, technically, it's not kidnapping, is it? No, it's kidnapping. Because you're going up to a girl in public, grabbing her, picking her up, and then running off with her, supposedly picking up girls. Get it? It's like a hilarious prank. I mean, that's so funny. It's so funny to run up behind someone without their consent and pick them up and touch them without their consent. And I did a little bit of research on your California state law, Kellogg's Films, and I would recommend that you could actually get in huge trouble, more than just a fine like you mentioned in your video. In the state of California, it is illegal to touch a minor without their consent. So you running up to all these random girls in public and grabbing them and picking them up and then running them off, one of the girls who screams, fuck no, let me go, and you still continue to touch her and pick her up without her consent, is not only revolting, but it really scares me at the fact that you don't see a problem with this. In fact, I have a problem with a problem that you kids, the Australian people who did the masturbation in public towards women, and then these kids at VidCon who think, hey, you know, it's perfectly fine for me to go up and touch people without their consent, and then technically kidnap them, is not only unacceptable, but you don't see a problem with these behaviors. How do I know you don't see a problem with these behaviors? Because you said this. I give these women credit for calling you guys out, because quite frankly, your response to what they are saying is a fundamental problem with society. And I think this is kind of the part of the reason why sexual harassment doesn't really get taken seriously, because of fucking morons like yourself, who decide, hey, you know, I don't really need their consent, it's a prank, I can do whatever the hell I want, and I can touch these people inappropriately, when that's far from the truth. You know, I don't watch comedy much on YouTube. I don't. There's a few channels I watch that consist of comedy and are entertaining and fun. But overall, I watch videos on YouTube that pertain to education, social issues, gay marriage, politics, religion, things where I can learn things. And one of the reasons I don't watch a lot of comedy is because I don't laugh on my day-to-day life very often, and when I see a video like this attempting to quote-unquote be funny, it's disgusting. It's wrong. Do you not have any moral capacity to understand why touching a girl, a minor specifically, is wrong without her consent? Do you seriously not see that? Are you that stupid, Kellogg Films? I'm asking you, are you that stupid? You must be. Because here you sit and attempt to argue on why it's okay to do what you're doing. And by the way, the claim that you work for MTV, which is slander on their company, that's also, you can get in huge trouble for claiming that you work for a company in which you do not work for, which I know for a fact you don't work for MTV because I double-checked. to this day, it shocks me that kids like this, or teens, or nearly adult, don't understand why this is wrong. And you know what? It's wrong to do it for a guy, too. Okay, I'm not just saying this for women. It's wrong to go up to a guy randomly and touch him inappropriately, a minor, without his consent. In fact, even if these girls were of age, I would still demand that you have their consent because you're touching someone without consent. And that's what the whole concept of a sexual harassment is you're doing things without someone's consent that makes them feel uncomfortable or touching them inappropriately. What you're doing here in your video is sexual harassment, whether you want to admit that or not, because you're all in the video who are condoning this, you're all very ignorant on what classifies as harassment, is shameful. And quite frankly, I hope John Green and Hank Green, one of the few channels that I do watch on here on YouTube, I hope they address this issue. And by address, I mean don't give you a second chance and say, hey, you know what? You're not welcomed at VidCon ever again. Maybe that would be a bit too drastic for me to want that. I'm not very merciful when it comes to things like this, especially in the area of harassment or touching people inappropriately. I hold no mercy in that realm. Maybe they'll hold more mercy than I would, but... So I guess the question I should ask before I end this video is, what can we learn from this video? Their video is linked down below if you'd like to see the full video and what I'm talking about and actually see what they do. But I'm asking you, what can we learn from this type of prank? If it's called a prank at all, because I don't classify it as a prank, but... What can we learn from this experience? What can we learn from watching people make decisions and do behaviors like this? Because if it doesn't get addressed, if these type of behaviors and actions don't get addressed, it's only going to continue, and more people are going to be harassed, whether it be male or female, without their consent and touched inappropriately, and that is unacceptable in any environment. Especially at conventions. You know, I do a lot of cosplaying, for those of you who don't know. I cosplay all the time. I'm cosplaying as PAX at PAX this year. And this is a problem that I face in the cosplay community. I see women have to go through sexual harassment based upon their costumes that they wear, that people think it's okay to put cameras and film their butts when they're walking and all sorts of different things. And it's disgusting to me. It's disgusting that people condone this, and videos like this do exactly that. It condones this type of behavior in which people need to talk about and address. So that's my response, since you guys wanted a response from me. Videos down below if you'd like to watch the full thing.